Welcome back to the channel, and this is what we'll be talking about in this video. So, although the style of the video will seem a bit more like it's made using the ideology of a scrapbook, right, having bits and pieces being cut and put together, I hope that just like a scrapbook, um, you will see the value in this video, and I'm just happy to share my knowledge with you in whichever way, shape, or form. So at the end of the day, if you learn something, that's a win for me. So after this introduction portion, you'll be watching a video that was recorded as part of an online course that I made. So if you like it, do check out my course. I'll have the link in the description, and you can see the link too at the bottom of this video together with my YouTube and Instagram socials. Alright, so enough with the introduction and let's get started. Alright, so let's start with angle of elevation now. So what is angle of elevation? So I always use this example when teaching my students. So imagine, right, you are walking on a road, and then you see this you see this apple, right, on top of this apple tree. So you see this apple on top of the apple tree. And what is happening is that um, looking up at the apple tree, you will create this thing called the angle of elevation already. So what is this angle of elevation? So when you're walking, you'll be looking straight, right? You'll be looking straight ahead, unless you're walking with your head tilt upwards, right? So usually we won't do that, right? So imagine you're just walking straight, looking straight, right? So what happens is that when you tilt your head upwards to see the apple on the apple tree, this angle that you are tilting your head from the straight position to the upward position to look at the apple tree, that is the angle of elevation that we're talking about. So over here, imagine, right, looking straight, and then you tilt your head upwards, right, to look at the apple on the apple tree. So from this position to this position, right? So that will actually form a triangle. You can use that to construct a right angle triangle. So this is actually a right angle triangle where this is the height of the apple tree. This is the distance between you and the apple tree. So distance. And then this angle here is what you want to find, right? This is also a distance, but this distance from your eye to the apple tree is or apple is actually forming your hypotenuse over here. All right. So with that, because it is a right angle triangle, we can use our Torcaso to find the angle of elevation. So the trick here, whenever you want to find angle of elevation, go and look out uh, for whether there's a right angle triangle created between the distance that you between the distance between the object and whatever that they want the angle of elevation to be, as well as the height. Alright, so over here, because it is a right angle triangle, I can use my Torcaso, and I would let this one be theta because that is the angle of elevation. That's the thing that I want to find. So I have theta now. And previously, where I was teaching Trigo in the other videos, what we did was we write down theta. We will write down the things that we have so that it helps us select which should we use, right? Should we use sine theta being opposite over hypotenuse, which is your slope? Or should we use cosine theta being your adjacent over hypotenuse, the car? Or should we use tangent theta, your opposite over adjacent, right, which is your tua, so tua ka so, right? This is for right angle triangles only. Now, so I have theta, and probably in previous videos we already mentioned this is adjacent. So distance is actually the adjacent, so I have A. Why is it adjacent? Because it's right beside your theta, right? And this is going to be opposite, so the height is going to be opposite because that's the length opposite to your theta. So I have O, I have A, I want to find theta. So looking at these few formulas, only tangent theta fits the bill, right? So I'm going to write down tangent theta equals to my opposite, which is 30, over my adjacent, which is 100. So your torcaso can be used to find angle or find length. In this case, we are finding angle because out of the three unknowns here, I have two values of length, but I don't have the theta over here, right? So because of that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my tangent inverse to go ahead to find my theta. All right, so that's what we'll do. Tangent, so theta is actually your tangent inverse, 30 over 100, and then I put this into the calculator. Make sure it's in degree mode because we are finding the angle in degree. Of course, if you put it in radian mode, when you do the tangent inverse, the angle that you will get will be in terms of radian. All right. So um, what you will get is 16.699 degree. Putting it into, if it's the final answer, I'll put it into my one decimal place. So 16.7 degree, 1 dp, or one decimal place. All right. Okay, so with that, we've actually found the angle of elevation here using your torcaso. Okay, if all is good, let's go on to talk about the concept of angle of depression and then go ahead to find the angle using go ahead and find the angle. All right, so using which method I'll talk to you about it in a bit as we are talking about angle of depression. So one thing to note is that sometimes students will ask me, or sometimes students will mistaken this as the theta or this as the angle of elevation, okay? But this is not the angle of elevation. Why? Because if this is the case, then you're always looking upwards, right? Your head is constantly looking outwards as you walk, right? Which nobody does that. So if you're constantly looking outwards and then you tilt down to see the apple on top of the apple tree, that is going to be your angle of elevation. But because nobody does that, so that is not your angle of elevation. All right? Okay. Thank you for watching to the end of the video, and I hope that you have learned something. If you did, don't forget to give this video a like and comment on one thing that you like about the video, right? Also, please help to share this video and subscribe to the channel because that will really help me a lot, and your support means the world to me. So if you don't like the video, no worries. Comment and let me know what you didn't like about it so that I can improve and I can change in the next few videos. Alright, so that's it. Thanks all, and I'll see you in the next video.